Yep, let's do it. Let's go catch some big old fish.
That was a tiring fight. I've caught some big fish in fresh water. This is probably the biggest freshwater fish I've caught.
Have you ever wondered what happens when a fisherman reels in something scary? We're talking about the kinds of catches that make you question going back in the water. From fish with way too many teeth to massive sea creatures that look like they belong in another era, this compilation has it all.
And I mean, think about it, he was harder to catch than permit, way harder to catch than the yellowtails, and sometimes they're easy, but today he was super, super hard.
Let's dive into some of the wildest, creepiest catches ever pulled from the deep blue. You'll be rethinking that next beach trip, trust me. Number 1, villain Dory. Ever thought what Dory would look like if she turned villain? Well, our fisherman just found her creepy cousin from the deep.
If they happen to be sporting the prison chic attire, you'll see them along the Atlantic coast all the way from Massachusetts down to Brazil.
This mysterious fish floats up to the boat, and it's all caught on camera.
Like and subscribe right now, and you'll have amazing luck for the rest of the week.
Well, this fish is called a sheep's head, but honestly, this thing's face looks like it's hiding some dark secrets. Number 2, terrifying squid caught. Imagine pulling up your fishing net and finding an 11-foot monster staring back at you. That's exactly what happened to these fishermen in western Japan when they caught this giant squid. With its huge body, missing tentacles, and a weight of 220 pounds, it looked absolutely terrifying.
The mammoth sea creature, which is male and weighed around 360 pounds, was alive when it was first caught in the net.
This thing is way too nasty to eat. If it had all its tentacles, experts say it could have been around 26 feet long. Safe to say, no one was expecting a catch this creepy. Number 3, 600 lb river monster. So imagine reeling in a 600-pound stingray. Well, it actually happened in Cambodian Mekong River.
Scientists tagged the fish to study it and then released it back into the water, which I was kind of surprised.
When fishermen caught a massive stingray, they even gave it a nickname, calling it Full Moon. I mean, it does look like. Number 4, caught red-handed. Here we have a fisherman who's just hooked a snakehead. As he reels it in, he spots these tiny bright red baby snakeheads swarming around her, all trying to protect their mom. Snakeheads are fascinating. When young, they stick close, staying bright red. But as they grow, they drift apart, changing color and going their own way. Seeing these little guys fighting for their mother hits the fisherman hard. So instead of keeping his catch, he lets her go. Number 5, giant lobster alert. You see that massive creature? That's a Tasmanian giant freshwater crayfish.
For me, it's just walking through the man ferns to get to these beautiful rivers that are in the middle of nowhere with tannin-stained water, clean rocky bottoms.
They can live for up to 40 years, and yes, that's their normal size. In fact, these lobsters can grow even bigger than that. Truly a weird creature. Number 6, giant goldfish. This angler at Kittleman and Wright caught this giant goldfish. And we're not talking about a little tank pet. This thing is massive and bright orange, earning it the nickname the carrot. The whole scene is kind of unreal, like he just caught a mythical creature. He released the carrot back into the water. Number 7, eyeball fish surprise. So these fishermen are out doing their thing when they pull up a fish with eyes literally popping out of its face. No joke, this thing looks like it's been photoshopped, and it's freaky. The eyes aren't in normal sockets. They're bulging right out, huge and staring straight ahead. It's the kind of sight that'd make anyone do a double take.
Chaser, let's get after him, brother. Hey, I'm here with my best friends and my brothers.
But nope, this isn't some creature. It's a real fish with a face only the ocean could love. Number 8, unexpected giant catch. So these guys are out fishing near Houston, expecting the usual, maybe a decent-sized catfish, nothing too crazy. Then their lines go tight, and whatever's on the end is fighting. They finally haul it to shore, and they're staring at a monster, a 200-pound, 82-inch alligator gar. This thing is massive, way bigger than anything they thought they'd find in these waters. The gar looks straight up prehistoric, with thick, rough scales. Its skin has this ghostly color, and its body is pure muscle, and that fan-like tail is a beast on its own. This isn't just a catch. It's like pulling a piece of the past out of the water. Total river monster vibes. Number 9, alien creature. While out on the water, these fishermen hooked something truly bizarre. It didn't look like any fish or even any animal they'd ever seen before.
The animals break down these particles into even smaller pieces, which become fodder for bacteria.
This creature's shape and features left everyone scratching their head, wondering if they'd just found an alien. It could be a sea cucumber, but who knows for sure. Number 10, big catch with big bait. These fishermen fishermen are in the middle of the sea, using a giant squid as bait, hoping for something impressive. But what they reel in is anything but ordinary. Instead of the fish they were expecting, they pull up a strange creature with a huge fin-like nose and an equally massive tail. You guessed it, it's a swordfish! Number 11, massive cat. At the Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament, things got wild when a team finally hooked something huge. Everyone started pulling on the rope, and as the fish got closer, jaws dropped. This thing was massive, something nobody had seen before. It was like a scene from a movie. The crowd was totally into it, clapping and cheering as they hoisted this giant marlin up for everyone to see. Definitely not your everyday catch. Number 12, wolffish terror. This fisherman caught a nightmare, a wolffish, and it's named that for a reason. Just look at that face. This thing could easily star in a horror film. But the scary looks aren't the end of it. This fish can snap off a hand in seconds. The fisherman even tests its bite with a can, and bam, it's instantly shredded with holes.
We caught a few last year, but I've never seen one this big. They get huge. They get like 6 feet long. I don't even know how this one fit in a trap.
After the show, he carefully releases it back into the water, knowing it's definitely not something you'd want on a dinner plate. Oh, and did you notice? That's not even the whole fish, just its head. Number 13, mysterious fish. These fishermen are working hard, lowering a rope into the water, trying to get a massive creature that's just below the surface.
See how that mouth comes out? There's no teeth in there at all. You put your hand right in his mouth.
This thing is long, monstrous, and definitely something you don't see every day. That's a giant sturgeon fish right there, one of the oldest and biggest fish species on the planet. That thing is a living fossil, and yes, it can grow very big, giving off those dragon vibes. Number 14, beast in the creek. Don't worry, that's just Jeremy wading through pitch-black swamp water, chasing down a legendary river beast. It's basically an obstacle course of roots, fallen trees, and lurking piranhas, with a storm on top of it all. Just as it seems like he's out of luck, the line pulls hard.
Absolutely fearless. Anything comes near them, dogs, people, they'll go for it.
He's hooked on something big. He reels it up, and boom! There's the wolffish, all teeth and attitude, looking like it could take a bite out of anything in its way. This isn't just a catch. It's like coming face to face with a real-life river monster. Number 15, giant lobster discovery. Here, we've got a diver exploring underwater when he stumbles upon a massive lobster, a rare find, and definitely not your average seafood size. Lobsters this big are hard to come by, which is probably why they're so pricey. But luck was on his side today. He carefully brings it up to the surface, and this thing looks both impressive and a little scary. The whole crew is amazed, watching in awe as he shows off his catch. Number 16, Sturgeon Catch. Here's another massive sturgeon fish. This monstrous fish is not only huge, but incredibly strong. It took him nearly half an hour just to reel it in. Sturgeons are known for their power. They could probably drag a small tree underwater without breaking a sweat. The fish is still alive, thrashing around.
We're struggling to hold this up briefly, but by sturgeon standards, this isn't big. They grow
with long string-like barbels hanging from its face, adding to its creepy look. But despite its scary appearance, the sturgeon stays calm. The fishermen carefully measure it, admiring their catch. It may look terrifying, but this river giant didn't harm anyone. Number 17, unexpected deep sea duo. Imagine going out for a squid and reeling in 2 massive oarfish instead. 2 massive oarfish were unexpectedly caught in a squid fishing net off the coast of Toyama, Japan.
Oarfish are usually found in waters around 200 to 1,000 meters deep.
These deep-sea creatures somehow ended up just 27 meters below the surface. Fishermen on the boat were stunned by the rare sight of these long silver fish with bright red fin. Number 18, giant swordfish strikes. These fishermen are out on the water, tossing out squid as bait, just waiting to see what bites. After a bit, this massive swordfish appears. It's got a nose like a sword, and it's smart too. It pokes at the squid first, almost like it's checking things out. When it jabs the squid, there's this cloud in the water. After circling around, it finally grabs the bait. The fishermen reel it in, and this thing is huge and a bit creepy, with a long, sharp nose that looks almost witch-like. Number 19, Alaskan halibut catch. Out in the deep Alaskan waters, these guys weren't expecting to pull up something this massive. A true ocean giant, the Alaskan halibut. This flat, broad fish has a strange, almost eerie look. with one side of its body perfectly camouflaged to blend into the ocean floor. Halibut are built for stealth, lurking along the bottom, waiting to ambush prey. They're no small fry either. These monsters can hit over 400 pounds and stretch up to 8 feet long. Despite the odd look, halibut is a prize catch because its meat is tender, delicious, and a favorite among seafood lovers. Number 20. Sea monster washes ashore. Here's a giant mystery creature that just washed up on an island, leaving everyone scratching their head. Fishermen nearby spotted it and couldn't believe their eyes. This massive, sloppy-looking thing is like nothing anyone's seen before. It's got a strange, almost elephant-like shape, and it's definitely dead. This time, we got a glimpse because it washed ashore, but who knows how many others are still hidden down. Number 21. Weird fish combo. These fishermen were out in the sea when they felt a tug on their line, expecting a regular catch. But when they pulled it up, they found a bizarre-looking fish that looked like a mix of a plecostomus, sturgeon, and flying gurnard.
Man, that thing is enormous. Yeah, maybe get on the tail, dude.
It's truly one strange combo. The guy holding it seems curious, almost wanting to touch it, but the others quickly remind him it's dead and maybe not safe to handle. Who knows, maybe it's poisonous or just another deep-sea mystery we're not ready for. Number 22. Unexpected catch. So, this fisherman throws out his line, hoping for a good catch, and after a bit, something big bites. He reels it in, and what comes up is this huge shiny fish, a giant arowana. This thing isn't your usual fish. It's got thick silver scales that almost look like armor, and a long, powerful body. He's holding it up proudly, and you can tell it's a real beast. Arawanas are known for their strength, and can even leap out of the water to catch prey. It's an incredible, unique catch that definitely isn't something you see every day. Number 23. Stargazer cat. Here we have a group that just pulled up a stargazer, a strange little fish. It's small, round, and honestly kind of creepy. This guy's trying to put his finger in its mouth, even though he knows it's dead, but you can tell he's still a bit freaked out. Stargazers are weird fish known for burying themselves in the sand.
To find out if he's male or female, but it's a female that zaps you.
With only their eyes sticking out, staring up, hence the name. Fun fact, some stargazers can even give an electric shock. Not your everyday catch, that's for sure. Number 24. Tuna of Titanic size. Alright, so these guys are out fishing, thinking they might reel in a nice catch. But then, boom, they hook onto this absolute tank of tuna. Underwater, this thing looks like it's got the attitude of a bulldozer, just powering through. When they finally get it close, it's so big they need a crane to lift it out of the water.
It could be a pectoral fin, it could be whatever. All of these fins are made so that this fish can just cruise through the water.
No joke. This tuna is practically a sushi buffet on fin. Imagine the sheer amount of sashimi, tuna steaks, and poke bowls you could make out of this guy. Number 25. Muddy Buddy. These guys went fishing near a bridge and managed to pull in a huge flathead catfish. This thing's a tank with fin, built tough with its broad head and massive mouth, ready to swallow just about anything in its path. It's got that classic murky green-brown color, perfect for blending into the muddy riverbed where it lived. Flatheads are true bottom dwellers, with flat bodies and strong fins that help them move through the mud with ease. It might not be the prettiest fish around, but it's definitely a catch to remember. Number 26. Ghost shark. These folks just found one of the ocean's creepiest creatures, a ghost shark, also known as a chimera. With its smooth, pale skin, giant green eyes, and strange fin-like wings, it looks straight out of a deep-sea horror.
The ghost shark is truly a prehistoric animal.
These ancient fish have been around for hundreds of millions of years, even older than most dinosaurs. Ghost sharks live deep down in the ocean and are rarely seen by humans. They don't have bones like regular fish. Their skeletons are made entirely of cartilage. Plus, they have a venomous spine to defend themselves, just in case their spooky look wasn't enough. Number 27. Monster snapper catch. These guys just pulled up one massive snapper from the deep, and it's probably the biggest one you'll ever see. This beast of a fish is bright orange with a fierce look.
Whenever you see us do this, we're all about conservation. This baby's gonna go back. Her eggs are the most important ones we got.
Complete with sharp teeth that make it look like it's ready to bite. Snappers, especially the big ones like this, are known to be powerful predators in the ocean, feeding on smaller fish and crustaceans. They have incredibly strong jaws that can crush shells with ease. This monster snapper is huge and intimidating. Number 28. Ocean Grazer. These guys hit the jackpot while fishing. They landed a bright blue parrotfish. This fish looks straight out of a cartoon, with that blue color and chunky beak-like mouth that's hard to miss. Parrotfish have that unique mouth shape for a reason.
And I mean, think about it, he was harder to catch than the permit, way harder to catch than the yellowtails, and sometimes they're easy, but today he was super, super hard. What an incredible fish.
They actually use it to scrape algae off coral and rocks. As they munch away on coral, they help create sand, making them little ocean sand machine. Every year, one parrotfish can produce hundreds of pounds of sand. Number 29, Mahi Monster. These guys were fishing when one of them spotted this mahi in the water. He grabbed onto it like a pro, and they showed it off proudly on the boat. This fish is only 2 years old and already a beast. Mahi are known for growing super fast, which is why this one's so big already.
If you were to lock your reel up, when I say that these things are like freight trains, if you took...
They're strong, fast swimmers and a thrill to catch because they put up a serious fight. Mahi doesn't live long, usually only around 4 or 5 years, so they grow as much as they can, as fast as they can. This catch is definitely one to remember. Number 30, Crocodilelike giant fish. Caught. These two men were fishing by a pond when their line suddenly snagged on something massive. The fishermen began struggling with the heavy pull, only to reel in an absolute beast, a monstrous fish that looked part crocodile, part fish. This was an alligator gar, known for its prehistoric look and massive size.
It's an alligator gar, a living fossil that's been unchanged for more than 60 million years.
These giants can grow over 10 feet long and have scales as tough as armor. With its long snout filled with sharp teeth, this fish is as intimidating as they come. After taking a moment to check out its glassy eyes and admire its wild beauty, the men decided to let it go. Not knowing if it was even edible, they released this river monster back to its watery home. Number 31, Strange Pond Catch. These fishermen were just going about their usual day at the pond, hoping for a decent catch, when they reeled in something that was far from normal. As they pulled it closer, they realized they hadn't hooked a fish, but something that looked like a lifeless, bloated animal. At first glance, it seemed like a pig or maybe even a possum. Whatever it was, it didn't belong in the water, and its swollen, pale body looked beyond disgusting. These guys were both shocked and grossed out. This is definitely not what they signed up for. So, without much thought, they left it probably a wise choice, given how creepy it looked. Number 32, Scorpion Fish Catch. These folks were out fishing, expecting the usual catch, when they pulled up a venomous, scaly fish that looked like it was covered in spiky armor. Known as a scorpion fish, this creature is not only creepy, but also dangerous. Its spines are loaded with venom, which can deliver a painful sting that feels like fire on your skin. This one looks gnarly, with bulging eyes, a rough textured body, and fins that seem ready to slice. Definitely not the kind of fish you'd want to touch, let alone cook up for dinner. Number 33, Weird Ocean Catch. This guy went out hunting for cuttlefish, and he actually found one of these oddball creatures. Cuttlefish are known for being some of the weirdest looking things in the ocean. They have this super cool trick up their sleeve. They can change colors and textures to blend into their surroundings instantly, like underwater chameleon. Even though they are called fish, cuttlefish are actually related to octopuses and squid, making them more like sea alien. Number 34, Giant Sea Monster. These guys hooked a massive sea monster, easily pushing 1,000 pounds. This fish was so enormous that it nearly matched the size of their boat. They tried everything to haul it up, but this beast was just too much to handle.
We might burn through all the tags today if the bite stays like this.
In the end, they had no choice but to let it go. But not before getting an up-close look at its monstrous size. Just seeing something this big in the water is enough to get anyone's heart racing. Number 35, Crane Lifts Oarfish. Here, we see this massive creature, so huge it needs a crane to pull it out of the water. As it's lifted, you can't help but be stunned by its size. This thing is massive. Known as an oarfish, it's one of the longest fish in the ocean. These giants can grow up to 56 feet and usually live super deep, around 3,300 feet down. Despite their looks, they're harmless to human, with shiny silver bodies and bright red fins. They're a rare sight, and some people even think spotting could mean an earthquake's coming. Number 36, Massive Grouper Surprise. These fishermen were in for a shock when they reeled in a monster of a grouper. The size of this fish was insane, with the grouper dwarfing the fishermen themselves as it lay on the boat deck. Groupers can grow up to 8 feet and weigh over 800 pounds, making them one of the ocean's true giants. Known for their powerful jaws and huge mouths, they can gulp down prey in a single bite. These fish are generally slow-moving and prefer the depths, making it a rare treat and challenge to encounter one this massive. This catch was proof of the thrill and unpredictability of deep-sea fishing. Number 37, Big Dorado Fish. These guys reeled in a huge dorado, also called Mahi, and it's a stunner. This fish is covered in wild colors, bright greens, yellows, and blues that almost seem to glow. Dorados are known for putting up a crazy fight, darting and leaping out of the water.
There'll be logs and trees and all sorts of other things floating out here, so a lot of times they'll find mahi,
which makes them super exciting to catch. Plus, they're fat, like 50 mamish fat. What's really cool, or kind of sad, is that as soon as they're out of the water, those brilliant colors start fading. So, seeing one fresh from the ocean is like getting a glimpse of living art. Number 38. Massive creek turtle. This fisherman came across a massive 70-pound turtle while fishing in a creek pond, and it's truly an impressive creature. This big guy is likely an alligator snapping turtle, known for its ancient appearance and rugged shell, which almost looks like it belongs in the dinosaur age. Alligator snapping turtles are among the largest freshwater turtles in the world, and they're known for their powerful jaws. They can easily snap a broomstick in half. Number 39. Shark battle. These guys had been fighting this beast for 40 minutes, and when they finally got it on board, the shark's tail whips around and slaps one of them right in the face. It's wild. Sharks like this are built for pure muscle and attitude, and they don't quit even out of the water.
There's big sharks out here, and we're after them. All right, Raw fam, so it's time to send back our little buddy Jaws.
You can see the power in every move it makes. It's a reminder that even after all that waiting, the real battle starts when you bring a creature like this face to face. Number 40. Beach tarpon. This guy hooked onto a massive tarpon while fishing right off the beach. Instead of staying on shore, he went straight into the waves to grab this giant. Tarpons are known as the silver king of the ocean for their shiny metallic scales and their ability to leap out of the water when hooked. These fish can grow over 7 feet and weigh up to 280 pounds, making them an epic catch and one of the most prized fish for anglers. Number 41. Bull shark bonanza. This kid really hit the jackpot with this catch, an absolute monster of a bull shark. Bull sharks are known for their bulk and power, making them one of the most feared sharks in the ocean. These guys can weigh up to 1,000 pounds and pack a punch with their strong, stocky body. They're aggressive hunters and are one of the few shark species that can thrive in both salt and freshwater. Number 42. Massive largemouth. This guy was fishing when he caught onto something big that was fighting back in the water. When he finally took it out, it turned out to be a largemouth bass, and it's a beast. These fish are famous for their massive mouths, perfect for gulping down anything that dares to swim by other fish. Insects, you name it. They're also strong fighters, which is why anglers love going after them. If you enjoyed watching these wild encounters or got seriously freaked out, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching.